What's up, you guys? It's Sifu Johnny here with another video for you. Now, this video was a request, and it was how to deal with anxiety. So, that's a great question, and I have some good answers for you guys. So, what I'm going to actually talk about in this video is going to be a few different things. But before I get started on what I'm talking about in this video, if you haven't already watched How to Clear Your Mind, which is that last video I made, then you want to check out that first, okay? Because that's going to be part of the process. And just to give you the quick run, I give a technique in there that helps you clear your mind and a way to help you train to stop the bad habits of, what you're thinking, and identifying the fact that what you're thinking is, good or bad. That's part of the important part of this puzzle. The piece that you want to uh, use to figure out, how to deal with this anxiety that you have, because everyone's anxiety is different, and a lot of people have anxiety, sometimes very bad, where they're on medication. So what I want to teach you in here will help you with dealing with anxiety. Okay, so of course, one of the first things is realizing that it's usually coming from your perspective. And the perspective is that common things that people do are like worrying about what other people think about them, or assuming they know what other people think, or playing out scenarios in their head, uh, and trying to get a solution that they can't ever get a solution to, or automatically just thinking the worst about things, whatever crosses their mind, or just overthinking and obsessing over one subject matter uh, consistently. So, knowing that one of those things are going on, observing yourself and saying, oh, I'm doing one of that's one of the first steps to help battling your anxiety. Now, I'm going to teach a technique that you can do on the fly, and then I'm going to teach a technique you can do once a day to help build up your resilience, and then I'm going to talk about some supplements you can take, diet and supplements you can take and deal with. Okay, so the first technique I want to talk about is a breathing technique, and it's very simple. You just breathe in for a few seconds, you hold for a few seconds on the inhale, and then you exhale for a few seconds. It looks a little something just like this. No effort. You don't have to count. You don't have to make it deep. You don't have to try. It's just simple as breathing in, holding it for a few seconds, and letting it go. Mindlessly and naturally, okay? That after you do that about 5 or 6 times, you'll see that your perspective changes and it's clear. When your perspective is more clear, you can deal with, the uncomfortable thoughts and thinking. You can handle them. When you're in the uncomfortable anxiety state, then it's hard to deal with it. You can't fight the anxiety. You can't rationalize with it. You can't escape it. You can't do anything except you have to change your perspective, and then you can deal with it. So that you can do whenever you find yourself having an anxiety attack, or panic. You can quickly go to your breathing and do that for 5 or 6 times. You'll start seeing that it comes back. Of course, you can do a little bit more, but you don't need to do it forever. It will change your perspective, and then you'll be able to handle, the situation better. Now, there are variations of that kind of exercise. One is called the 4-7-8, and it has the small version, which is the 2-3-4, and you can do either one of those, and it's very similar. It's still an inhale and then hold on the inhale and exhale, except they count and they use a number with that system. And that system is just as good as the one I told you, where you're doing it mindlessly. Either way, it's the same. You're getting the same result. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable. If you feel more comfortable counting, you like doing the bigger ones, like, or a small. That's fine. The reason why I suggested the first one is because it's usually easier to do when you have anxiety, to stop what you're doing and counting like this. For some people, it can help with the counting, and some people the counting is too much. Just want to, not even worry about taking deep breaths, and just get the breathing going. Because a lot of times people's breathing just gets stuck, and that's creating a lot of problem. So getting it unstuck the way I told you is good. But the 4-7-8 is the same way. It's just breathe in for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8. Okay? And the short version is breathe in for 2 seconds, hold for 3, and then exhale for 4. Okay? Now you can do that anytime you feel anxiety. The next step is something you do every day to build up your resilience, so external things to set it off, or when you're uncomfortable from the thing, anxiety, you can release the tension that builds up and the uncomfort in your body and your mind by doing this practice, a relaxation practice. And the relaxation practice is easy to do. You sit in a chair and you take 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes, because you can do reps. Okay, and you start from the top. You start from your head and go down to your feet. Okay, and what you do is you focus on your face and your head, and you'll breathe in, and you'll flex the muscles, and you'll observe what tension feels like. Not like super hard squeeze, but you'll just tense them so you can feel what tension feels like. Observe that, and then on your exhale, you let go of the tension, and you observe what relaxation feels like. And then you move on to the neck. And then you do the shoulders, and then you do the arms, and then you do the hands, and then you do the upper and lower back, and then you do the abdomen, and then you do the chest, and then you do the thighs, then you do the lower legs, and then you do the feet. You'll breathe into the area, you'll hold the tension while you hold your breath there, and then you'll exhale and relax the tension, and you'll feel what relaxation feels like. And you want to pay attention to what the tension feels like. And you want to pay attention to what the relaxation feels like, because that's what's going to train your brain to help you catch and control. So you'll have the skill set coming where when you're tense, you'll be able to actually release the tension anywhere in your body. It also builds up your nerve force so you can be more resilient to external stresses. Okay? So those two things are very helpful. There's also other relaxation techniques, and another one that's really useful is called the relaxation response. And that, you just simply lie down and close your eyes and take a deep breath in and then take a deep breath out. And on the end of your exhale, you pick a word or a number or whatever it is you want, and you just say that, and you repeat that same one on the end of each exhale. So, like for example, if the word is calm that you decide to choose, then you would sit there with your eyes closed, breathe in, breathing out, and at the end of the exhale, in your mind, you say your chosen word. Like the word I picked was calm. So then in my mind, I would hear myself saying, calm. You want to say it nice and slow and drawn out, whatever the word is that you pick. And you just keep repeating this for about 10 to 15 minutes while you're laying down. And then, of course, when you're done, you just come back to normal thoughts and open your eyes. And you might feel a little dizzy when you get up, but that's okay. But that also brings your baseline down so that you can deal with stress so much more, and you're so much more relaxed. And also better perspective, clear. So they're basically forms of meditations, But focus on relaxation, because that's what happens the opposite is what happens. When you get anxiety, you get tense. And that's what you need to do. You need to relax in those situations. Now, for diet, I'm going to say first and foremost, before you take any supplements or eat anything for your diet, check with your doctor first. Okay? Don't do it just because I said so. Check with your doctor first. But I recommend totally cutting out caffeine. Quit coffee. Don't drink tea that has caffeine. Don't drink sodas. Nothing that has caffeine. Avoid caffeine. Number 2, eat bananas. If you got some bad anxiety problems, then eat like at least 4 bananas a day. If you got mild anxiety, 2 bananas a day is... When I say mild, actually 4. I would just say in general, eat 4 if it's from mild to severe. 4 bananas a day will get you pretty good for health. It'll be very helpful. Okay? Supplement wise, L-theanine. If you have really bad anxiety, you can take up to 800 milligrams a day. But if you just have like very subtle or mild anxiety, you can take 100, 200 milligrams. Okay, and you can take them one every other hour or something like that. They actually last about 8 to 10 hours. Okay, but again, if you have the severe anxiety, you might be taking one every 2 hours or so, uh, and while you're awake. They do not make you drowsy, and they help with all these other important neurotransmitters that need to be taken care of, from this one amino acid. Now, there's other amino acids you can take. Very good one is called GABA. If you have very bad anxiety, it's very good. L-tyrosine too, but you don't want to sit here popping all these pills. The L-theanine is all you need. The other ones can make you feel funny. They can set off things too much and create different problems, okay, and give you side effects. The L-theanine, no side effects, and you can take it long term, and it's good. But other stuff is good to know. So I'm going to tell you, there's a good supplement called Gabatrol, and it has the GABA, L-theanine, and L-tyrosine, and a few other things in there. But with that kind of thing, again, you really have to check with your doctor before you take it, and you can't take that thing too long, and you can't take too much of it a day, because it will make you very drowsy, and it can mess with you if you take too much of it. And it can mess with your hormones, your brain, your blood pressure, all that stuff. Because for whatever reason, I'm not a doctor. I don't know why GABA has that profuse or strong, profound effect on the nervous system like it does, but it does. And you want to avoid side effects. And same with L-tyrosine. Too much dopamine, I don't know, it's not so good. The L-theanine regulates. So if you're lacking or you have too much, it just regulates and says, oh, you're too low, let me bring you up. Oh, you're too high, let me bring you down. Okay? So L-theanine is good. That's why I recommend that one. Cheap, over the counter. Also, get 8 hours of sleep and take a melatonin even if you get good sleep. If you don't get good sleep, definitely take the good melatonin and try to go for 8 hours. I say that, and I take like a 3 milligram. Don't take one of these 1 milligram nothings. Take like a 3 to 5 milligram. 3 is good. But take a 3 milligram melatonin so that you wake up, your mind is fresh and has the power to be clear for a longer period of time throughout the day. Very important to have a fresh mind, and sleep is the most important way to do it. I say melatonin is very important because we get so much blue light and screen time and all this kind of stuff, and or we stress or we work, we overthink, la 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 la. You need to get good rest. And last but not least, I recommend magnesium pills you can put in your water, and they're sold as to create like hydrogen water because it adds extra hydrogen molecule in there, and that's healthy water, and it's got its good benefits. But really, the point is the magnesium. So the magnesium is really good for the nervous system. It's a muscle relaxant, and it's known to help, um, get rid of anxiety. So, and sometimes people have it because of deficiency of that. So also other things are good. Keep your vitamin C up. All right, it helps your mood, and try to get that from real oranges too, not the supplement. And there's also NAC or NAC. That's also another amino acid that actually helps you stop having like unwanted thoughts. But again, that can make you feel funny if you take too much of that stuff. It can give you nausea. It can mess with your breathing. It can improve it or worsen it. So that's why I was avoiding Gabatrol and NAC to mention here. But if you got really bad, severe case, those are out there too, to add on to whatever I was saying with the other supplements. Just keep those aside and keep it as a note, and check with your doctor before those, definitely. But in general, yeah, cut out the caffeine, eat 4 bananas a day, get enough rest, and take melatonin with it, like a 3 milligram. Take L-theanine. Take anywhere from 100 to 800 milligrams a day, depending on how severe your anxiety is. And drink water that has the magnesium in there. Get the magnesium pills, and you just put one pill in the water, and you drink it like twice a day. Is enough. 1 to 2 a day is good. It helps. And that sums it up. So there's a breathing technique you can do There's a tensing work you can do daily. And oh, before you do the tense work, do the breath work first. So do that 5 or 6 times with the breathing like I was talking about, and then do the tensing exercises. Get yourself on the supplements and diet. That helps. Also, actually, I forgot to mention, yogurt with probiotics, good bacteria helps. Improve mood and things too. So yeah, and then those supplements and everything like that. And don't forget to check out the Clear Your Mind video if you don't know those. But that goes along with all this. So with the Clear Your Mind video and this video, you should be able to manage your anxiety pretty well and change it. There's also maybe one last thing I can talk about to wrap this up is that there's a concept of diverting your attention. Okay, so when you're dealing when you get the anxiety or unwanted thoughts or whatever it is, experiences uncomfortable, you refocus your attention to something else, more wholesome, more productive, and you put in effort in doing that while you marginalize the thing that was bothering you. Even though it's uncomfortable and still bothering you, you try to focus on this other thing. And as you focus on this other thing, you can start to see that the thing that was bothering you will go away. You can dismiss it. You can say it's not worth thinking about and go back to continue focusing on the other thing you were doing. You just keep focusing and focusing and focusing. And then not only you build up a good habit of focus and concentration, but you also get it, build up that skill set to when something is bad or anxiety to just let it go and, push it aside or marginalize it, deal with it, make it go away, basically. You have that tool, and I can do something better, let me go focus on that. So that's the last tip I guess I can give. And with that being said, you can change your own brain and fix your anxiety. Because anxiety sometimes is genetic. So from what I have heard, like if you see your parents or be taking pills, most likely if you're not taking them yet, maybe one day you will be, or whatever. If you're young and you're growing an adult, you might start saying, hey, I'm having the same thing my parents did. Well, that's with anything and everything in general, but I'm just saying you might have anxiety and not even know it. And how bad it is, you'll know. A lot of people that have anxiety don't even realize it, because they rationalize what the anxiety is telling them, So, and they believe the brain. I mean, we are humans in general. Remember, you are not your brain, So you can do what you want to do. Your brain might want to give you anxiety, but if we listen to our brain, then believe it, then we get this anxiety. If we ignore it, or our brain is, and we do what we want to do, our brain will start listening to what we're doing and follow us. So, hope that all helps. If you like this video, please put a like and share and subscribe. And don't forget to check the description for all the cool stuff I put below. And thank you for your time. And good luck and have a great day. Namaste. Sifu Amin Johnny out.